Hello skis! This video I'm going to be talking about you guys about 1.4. 1.4 is dealing all with functions and function notation and all that good stuff. Don't want you to forget, things are only a function, or rules are only a function, when the x values do not repeat. X values are also our inputs, or also our domain. So in this one, we have an input with 3, 6, 7, 8. It does not matter at all what the output is. As long as the x values do not repeat, this thing is a function. So you'll get some where it's just asking you if it's a function. So really, that's just knowing the definition on the screen right now, where only a function when the x values do not repeat, or the inputs do not repeat, or the domain does not repeat. If we had, let's say, I don't know, 6, 4 tacked onto this as well. Doesn't matter about the y value. The problem here is that we have a 6 repeating with a 6. So since the inputs repeat, that is now not a function. So as long as the inputs do not repeat, we have a function. Another type of problem that you're going to see is it's going to give you a function. So in this case, it gives us f of x equals 2x plus 7. It wants us to evaluate f of negative 3, and then f of 2x minus 4. So up here, we have an x, but here we have a 3. Well, whatever is in this parentheses, that is going to act like your x in your equation. So instead of an x, in this case, we have a negative 3. So this is like saying 2 times negative 3 plus 7. So again, instead of an x, I'm substituting in whatever is inside of these parentheses right here, where I see x in your equation. So 2 times negative 3 is negative 6 plus 7. So this whole thing is 1. So we could say f of negative 3 equals 1. Cool, that's all there is to that one. Okay, this one is telling me to go to f, change out x for 2x minus 4. So this is going to be 2 times 2x minus 4, because that's where x is in your equation. Wherever it is, that's what I'm putting in for x. Right, those two things kind of mean the same thing. And then I have plus 7 still. So to simplify this one, distribute your 2 to both terms so that you have 4x minus 8 plus 7. Negative 8 plus 7 is negative 1. So I have 4x minus 1, and there she is. Cute and beautiful. Another type of problem that you're going to see, this is called a piecewise function. So we're taking pieces of different functions and making them into one function. Notice this one is only possible when x is less than or equal to negative 1. This one takes over at negative 1, so x is greater than negative 1. So for my first one here, for part A, f of negative 2, this is my x value. Negative 2 is less than negative 1, right? I know that to be true. So the only one I'm going to use is this one right here. So all I have to do is say 3 times negative 2 squared, because I'm substituting in for the x for a negative 2 plus 2, and then simplify from there. Negative 2 squared is 4 times 3 is 12 plus 2. 12 plus 2 is 14. That's as far as that one will go. It gives me a whole number answer. Looking at negative 1, negative 1 is less than or equal to negative 1, so I'm going to use the top one again because of its less than or equal to, just looking at the restrictions. So again, I'm going to take what I had for x, and I'm going to put it in x's place. Negative 1 squared is positive 1, times 3 is 3, so I have 3 plus 2. 3 plus 2 hopefully is 5. Last one over here, I have f of 0. f of 0 is bigger than negative 1, so this is the only one that I'm going to use the bottom function for. And I'm only going to use the bottom function to solve it. So that I have 4 times 0 minus 12. Well, 4 times 0 is 0, so all I'm left with is negative 12. There she goes. Looking at another example, make sure you guys are copying these down, pausing the video and copying down as you go, so that way you can follow along a little bit better when I explain stuff. So with this one, the domain of f is negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 2. That is a set. Don't forget domain is our x values. Determine the set of ordered pairs x, comma, y, blah, 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 that represent this function. So in order to represent this function, don't forget f of x really just stands for y. So if we have the ordered pairs where we know the domain is all of those numbers right there, and those are just the x values, then I have the point -2 something, -1 something, 0 something, 1 something, and then 2 something. Well, to find the y values there, all we have to do is take those x's and plug them back into the function. So if I plug in -2 into my function so that I have 2 times -2 squared, well, -2 squared is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. Do the same thing with -1. 2 times -1 squared. -1 squared is 1. 1 times 2 is 2. 0 squared is 0 times 2 is 0. And then we'll have 2, and we'll have 8 as well. Those will be your set of ordered pairs that represent this function. If you really want to, you can get creative and make a happy man. You can also make him a happy monkey man. Obviously, you can make him a happy monkey man. You can make anything a happy monkey man. Woohoo! All right, the last two that I'm going to do with you guys are a little abstract. So you may want to go back to this part of the video, rewind, listen to me explain it again, maybe a couple times. It may take you a little bit, but give yourself time. Don't get frustrated if you don't get this right away. It took me a little bit too when I was in your shoes. Okay, it is saying find this rule. This is called the difference quotient. This is a calculus term. Find this rule when f of x is 2 minus 3x. So it is saying f of x plus h minus f of x, all of it over h. I have no idea what h is. H is just some random variable that they're throwing in here. Could have been y, could have been, I don't know, a picture of a banana. Doesn't matter, but it's just some variable. If I'm going to do just this part first, so just the f of x plus h, I know what this means to do is go to f, plug in x plus h, where I see x in my equation, so that just the first part here is 2 minus 3 times x plus h. That is just the first part right there. And then it says minus f of x. So I can say minus what I know f of x to be. F of x is just your equation. So minus, now comes this part. F of x is 2 minus 3x. That is just your function. And this is all over h, so I'm just going to put it over h. The hardest part is just figuring out where the things plug in. Notice, f of x is f of x. F of x is 2 minus 3x, so I'm just substituting what f of x is into the equation, into my difference quotient. This first part says f of x plus h, so I took x plus h, I put it in where I saw an x. That is just that part in that bracket. Then from here, it's just a matter of simplifying. I have -3 times x and -3 times h, so I can say this is 2 minus 3x minus 3h. This negative will distribute through that bracket. So minus 2 plus 3x, all of it still over h. Well, from here, I have 2 minus 2 is 0. -3x plus 3x is 0. So I'm left with -3h over h. I know that h divided by h is 1. So this whole nasty thing is just -3 in the end. Do not write h equals -3. Do not write x equals -3. It is all just come down to simplify as -3. All right, last example. Yay! Okay, this is very, very similar to the last one that we did. Again, we have our difference quotient where I need to find f of x plus h. So I'm going to go to f, plug in x plus h. So in just doing that, since this is x squared, my new x per se is x plus h. So I'm going to have to write x plus h squared. And then I still have -7, so -7. Then minus your function, so minus what your function is, which is x squared minus 7. All of that over h. Now, when you're simplifying this one, be careful with your x plus h squared. Don't forget that that is x plus h times x plus h, not simply x squared plus h squared, because you have to distribute everything to everything. So after doing that, this will come out as x squared plus 2xh plus h squared. Then I still have the minus 7, so minus 7. Then distribute your negative through that bracket, or that parentheses, so negative x squared plus 7, all of that over h. I know how you feel. So then, x squared minus x squared is 0, negative 7 plus 7 is 0. If you do not get rid of your terms without an h completely, you've done something a little bit wrong with your sign, so go back and take a look at it. Then from here, all we are left with is 2xh plus h squared over h. From the top, in order to simplify this even further, I can factor out an h, so that is h times 2x plus h. So that h divided by h is 1. That makes 1. So all I'm left with is 2x plus h. That is your answer. Again, don't write h equals this, don't write x equals this, don't write f of whatever equals this. If you're going to write anything, rewrite difference quotient equals this, but you don't even have to do that. Just write 2x plus h. And I will be a happy monkey. You know I have to. How about a orange monkey? Woo! Speed monkey, speed monkey, speed monkey, speed monkey. There we go. Fast as I can possibly get it. Have a good night, you guys. I will see you all in class. Bye-bye.